my 7 days of journalism, I was hoping that I'd never have to cover a story like this, but it's happened and it's breaking, especially on the day when Olivia Newton-John has passed on. The world doesn't need this, but yeah, it's Toiletgate. Of course, it involves Donald Trump. Of course, CNN broke it with amazing journalism from a New York Times writer. So, without further ado, here it is, and just another reason why you need to tune in to Black Sheep satire.
Brianna, thanks for having me. Gross and important, I think, are the two important words here. What you're looking at is two photos, one from the White House, which is what the one that looks like it has carpet on the bottom. The other is from an overseas trip that a Trump White House source provided me recently after some of the revelations during the January 6th hearing.
Gross and important. I mean, I'm sorry you guys have to see these photos. It's disgusting. One from an overseas trip and one from the White House. I mean, seriously? What is this man doing?
Creation.
So Maggie, remind us of that part of the story, because these pictures confirm something that you broke before in this early release of your book, Confidence Man.
So, is my esteemed colleague at CNN saying that confident men find it easier to release?
Something that you broke before in this early release of your book, Confidence Man, out this fall. We're excited to see the whole book based on these pictures and the other reporting coming out. But you reported that White House insiders were telling you about the destruction of key White House documents.
That's right. And John, look, we knew that Trump had a habit of ripping up paper and that people had to tape it back together. My colleague Annie Carney, when she was at Politico, reported that story. It was one of, I think, the most important stories that was written during the Trump White House.
We can only hope that the sources of the story are protected. I mean, ripping paper, taping it back up, following the president around, waiting for him to do poo-poo, and then having to go in there and check if important documents had been flushed or attempted to be flushed down the loo. And don't worry, I've got some specialists coming in. I've got a plumber mate of mine coming over later. We're going to talk about solutions in the future, possibly filtering systems, so that this cannot happen again.
That they couldn't be preserved. And so what was happening was White House resident staff were finding pipes were clogged with paper that they believed he had flushed down. I had additional reporting afterwards from people confirming that Trump had indeed done this and that it happened on at least 2 foreign trips and in the White House throughout his presidency. Again, it's important because who knows what this paper was? Only he would know, and presumably whoever was dealing with it. But the important point is about the records.
Yeah, I urge people to zoom in. You can see it's a Sharpie. You can see it's his handwriting. How is his camp responding to this, Maggie?
My colleagues, we know that obviously it was secret information. Obviously, Donald Trump has been communicating with Russia through an intricate pipe plumbing system. It is not the people's job to zoom in on something this disgusting. We must trust the media. We must trust the media. Yeah. If I was there, I would put my hand in. I would take it out, I would dry it, and I would tape it up.
This, Maggie.
These were published by Axios, by Mike Allen first, and I believe a spokesperson for the former president gave a statement suggesting that it requires desperation to run something like this. That's fine. I mean, this would be a story regardless of who the president was.
And Maggie, to be clear, when you put out this reporting before, they attacked the reporting, but this proves what you wrote to begin with, right?
Right. They attacked the reporting, attacked me personally. This was a Trump White House source identifying pictures that, according to the source, showed that what I reported was accurate.
Axios published some of Maggie Haberman's reporting. Maggie had earlier reported that White House staffers had found documents in Trump's toilets that looked like they were flushed down, intentionally disposed of. And now Axios posted these photos this morning of what certainly appear to be documents. One of these toilets is in the White House. Another one is during some kind of a trip. And I know people are going to make all kinds of toilet jokes here, but the bottom line is these are documents that are supposed to be preserved that are being destroyed here.
It's not legal. I mean, there is a law that is in place since the era post-Nixon that you have to preserve presidential records. And that is the people who work in the White House and the man who was elected to the White House. And that is the rule, which is why you have seen reporting from Maggie and others. The then president had a habit of ripping things up and throwing them in the trash. His aides would come quickly along and take them out of the trash and tape them back together because that is the law of the land. This looks nefarious. We don't know the specifics. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to the bottom of what exactly was in there because you're going to have the former president cop to it, and there's no indication that that is something that he would do. But I was zooming in on my phone on these pictures. I'm sure you guys were also.
Yeah.
It's a Sharpie, and it looks like Donald Trump's handwriting. It looks like it. Can we prove it? Are we handwriting experts? No. But it's just not legal, full stop.
Now, I would never mess with CNN, the reporting, the investigative abilities that they have. But I'm sort of wondering why someone just didn't take it out of the toilet after they took the photo, dried it out, taped it up, so that we could see it.